good afternoon, whatever time you may be watching this. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about, is it worth buying an F80 in 2026? And if so, how to buy one. We're gonna do a little, drive to a park, talk on the way there, and just kind of chat while we're at the park. I feel like that'd be a good, I don't know, be a good use of time. I accidentally opened my valves before leaving my house, so sorry to my neighbors. I could shut them, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so to start, if you're new to my channel, my name is Parker. I own currently a 2018 M3 competition. In my past, I've owned tons of M cars, every BMW under the sun practically. So I wanted to chat today about whether it's worth it to buy an F80 in 2026. I've been a big M enthusiast for a while now. And I think I always will be, to tell you the truth. These cars are just a ton of money, or a ton of car for the money. And I really think it's hard to beat. But I've owned quite a bit of BMWs. I've owned 3 340s, 2 F80s, 3 E90s, E92s, all modded in different ways. Some were stock, some are big turbo, some are just OEM plus. I've kind of owned a lot in that sense. And if you want to get, I've owned a G87. If you want to see what cars I've owned, feel free to check out my Instagram. It's 340xi. That way you can get an idea of my background on these cars and where I come from. I also, my job, my source of income is selling them. I sell European luxury cars. I also buy them for the dealership, so I know the market very well. I know how to get in them, how to get out of them at a good price, and I've seen a lot. What are good buys, what are bad buys, what's overpaying, what's underpaying, etc. My car currently is just OEM plus. It is lowered on silver Neomax 2-way adjustable suspension. It's got the full M Performance aero kit on it. It's got some tint, and it's a very fun spec. Tanzanite blue over Amaro brown, extended leather. It does have just hit 60,000 miles. So it's not a collector grade low mile car. I wouldn't say it's a high mile car either. I'd say it's somewhere right in the realm of average. Maybe it's slightly under average now. It's crazy to say that 2018 with 60,000 miles seems like it's a lot, but then you think that's a 8-year-old car, so it's not that bad. Once I get to the park here, I'm pulling in right now, I'll kind of hop out of the car, show you the car. So again, so I can build some sort of credibility onto why you should listen to me. To say the least, I am addicted to these cars. I think I will be for a while. It is a beautiful and busy Monday here in Oregon. It is it's about 50 degrees, sunny, clear skies, but there's a lot of people walking right now. And I wanted to pull up to like a little park bench and just kind of chat. And I don't know if that's gonna work because there's so many people. It's like a zoo out here right now with all these dogs. Holy cow. Got to the park now. I just want to find a spot to park. It's kind of interesting. Have arrived. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about, I was going to show you the mods on the car. You can kind of see it from here. Full carbon kit. I'll add a little B-roll of the carbon kit when we were installing it at Complex Heroes. But that's the car. But let's get past my car and why you clicked on the video. I think the question I get asked the most with the F80 is reliability, cost of ownership, and the crank hub situation. And to nail all three of those, to be honest with you, the reliability on these cars is fantastic. I have been the owner of an F80 for probably about 2 years in total. My white one I had for about 1.5 years, and I think this one's coming up on about 6 months. And then again, I've been around S55s for the past 8 years or so with my job. You don't really have issues with the S55. You have your normal maintenance, brakes, tires, oil changes that you got to do regularly. You're doing valve covers at about 60 to 80,000 miles. It doesn't have like the PCV issues that the B58 platform has. It does have the differential bushing issue on the, I believe it's just the earlier year F80 chassis. If you even want to consider that an issue, we're talking that's less than $800 to get that parts and labor done. The next thing is the crank hub. Everyone freaks out about this, and to be completely honest, I think that is one of the biggest scams that people fall for. Do I think is a necessity? Yes, but you have to be like of the point of like flex fuel. People are like, I'm catless downpipe stage 2 on pump gas. You're not gonna have an issue. If you have an issue, you are one of the rarest cases of the crank hub failure. The crank hub failure is when the crank hub basically has so much torque that the pieces, you'll have to look up a demonstration, but you have to basically break the friction plate of your crank hub, which to do that, you need a significant amount of power, which the only real way you're gonna reach that power is with ethanol, E85. If you're doing a flex fuel blend, I think it is a necessity to get your crank hub done. If you're just stage 2 catless downpipe, you're gonna be fine. If it does happen, again, you are one of the very, very, very rare test subject, which that sucks. You probably have the same chance of being struck by lightning. Sorry. Also, it's more prominent in DCT cars when you're downshifting to a high RPM. Again, because when you downshift and floor it, you're downshifting and spiking a lot of torque at one moment, which causes your parts to move really quick, and that's what can cause the crank hub issue. It is done on this car, but this car is also getting single turboed this next week, so again, it's kind of a necessity. That's how I feel about the crank hub. If you don't have ethanol in your car or a big turbo, don't worry about it. Don't hold me liable on that, but that's how I feel about it. Other thing, is this an expensive car to own? Yes and no. It really depends on how expensive you want to go. Spec is everything. If you buy a nice spec, you could spend upwards of $70,000 to $80,000 on one of these cars, and that's just purely because of rarity. If there's not a lot of cars out there for sale, they're going to be worth more. It's so awkward. There's like people walking by. To my point though, the more rare spec, the more money you're going to spend on it because you can't find that car anywhere else. There's just a wants and needs, or no, I'm sorry, supply and demand. Thank you. Wow, bad. These cars are inexpensive to keep on the road. Again, less maintenance than most other BMWs. The cost of buying one is really how you buy it. You can buy a 2015 M4 with 70,000 miles on it that's a bad spec and spend like low 30s. I mean, that's what a Subaru, like a new Impreza costs. It's really not that expensive by any means, but you can spend 80 grand on a double individual with 30,000 miles and a clean Carfax. It'd have to be like 15,000 miles, but whatever. You can spend 80 grand if you want. It's really what you want. If you're just looking to get into the S55 Platinum for as cheap as possible, you can get in for 30 grand. Find one with an accident on the Carfax, not a salvage title. I will never support salvage title cars. I don't get how people do that. I don't know that market at all. Some people, whatever. I'm talking clean title cars here. You can get a clean title M4 with 75,000 miles for low 30s. I'm dying. I'm just getting over being sick, and I haven't talked this much. But yeah, there's a lot of cars out there for 30 grand, 30-ish grand with the S55 platform that would do what you're looking for if you want like a little drift missile or whatever. But then there's cars, if you want a collector car or something that makes people snap their neck, that'll run you 60 to 80. It's just what you want to spend. How I personally shop for my cars is, what is a car that people are always going to be looking for and always willing to pay the money for? And for me, that is the rarer cars, the high spec, no option missed cars, because those are always in demand. The 2015 sunroof cars with fake icons and 80,000 miles and a moderate damage on Carfax, those are everywhere. You can find those everywhere, and not a lot of people are looking for those. So when the supply is low, when the supply is high, your demand will always be low. Therefore, the price of the car will always be low or going even lower. For cars like this or other cars with similar specs, people are always looking for them, and there's becoming less and less of them on the market. There's more becoming high miles, there's more becoming thrashed, they're getting in accidents, whatever it may be. And so if you can find one that's at an accessible price and buy it and keep it and maintain it and keep it in the same condition you bought it, I think you're already in such a better position to be able to sell the car for at least what you bought it for, or very close to, when your ownership is done. Now, obviously that depends on what mods you do, how many miles you put on it, you know, etc. But I think you catch my drift of if it's a weekend car, you're only putting 1,000 miles on it a month. I'm sorry, that is a lot. 100 to 500 miles on it a month. I don't really see you losing value in a crazy spec, especially with the F80 market now. The market's already inflated, and I don't see it dropping off anytime soon unless the whole economy takes a shit and all cars go down. Then of course F80 market will go down. But I think looking for the right spec is how to buy an F80 if you are looking to get into it and not lose a ton of money. If you are just looking for a drift car, then do the opposite of what I said. Look for the crappiest spec and have at it. I think in 2026, with the amount of, or the rarity of a classy, nice spec, I think if you invest in one of those, I think you're set. You're not gonna be coming out a whole lot of pocket for maintenance. The value is only continuing to rise. You're having a fun sports car that beats 80% of the value of performance on the market. I mean, I think the only other car, but it's a lot more money, is a Z06. You're buying an F80 and it's a drift car out of the box. It's fast, it's fun, it's classy, it's luxury. I mean, it's everything for, I mean, again, you can get that as cheap as 30 grand. I do not think the F80 is a bad investment in 2026. I think G80s are crashing in value, so I would not buy a G80 in 2026. If you look at the market, you know, people that bought those for 120 grand, those are selling for 80, 90 now in a couple years. I think the F80 is the best car in BMW terms to invest in, or a really clean E90 M3 for the same reason, just rarity and demand. That's about all I have to talk about for today. Maybe this video was a hit, maybe it flopped. Who knows? If you want more style content like this, dude, let me know. Put it in the comments or something. But I'm just chilling out here on a beautiful day, looking at the water, nice car in the background. My wife is walking our dog. So I'd love to do more content like this if you want. Like, comment, subscribe, and watch the previous video here. This was our drive for the kids event. Watch that there, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, let me show you the view before I leave. This is what I'm sitting watching while talking to you guys, and I'm being blinded by the sun, but that's okay. We will see you later. Take care. Peace.